25th of September 2015, a big day that many might forget, right? But not Mamelodi Sundowns supporters. They won't forget it. Not Pitso Mosimane. He won't forget it. And I wonder, is there history that's repeating itself? Because on the 23rd of September in 2015, fans booed Pitso Mosimane and put up these signs that said, win or lose, Pitso must go. It was a game in Pretoria. He was playing Ajax that day. He beat them 3-2. Sundowns, they kept their cool. They kept their coach. The fans, those boos became Mosha hero. Because that season in 2015-16, Pitso Mosimane would go on to win the league, to win the Telkom. And most importantly, that very season, when Sundowns fans put up placards saying he must go, they won the Champions League. This past weekend, they said, Cardoso against MC Alger, win or lose, he must go. He won that match and they've quietened down. Is this history repeating itself? The league? Perhaps the net bank? And perhaps what's eluded them for 10 years now, the Champions League. Welcome to it. My name is Andile Ngube. Marky Mark, it's 10 years later. Is history repeating itself?
It certainly is. Our supporters, I've always said, can be very fickle. They can love you today and tomorrow it can just as quickly change. And so for me, again, a statement was made on the weekend. An absolute dominant statement was made on the weekend by Mamelodi Sundowns, from the coach, from the team. It was spectacular to see.
And also joining us as an analyst here is the GOAT, Dr. Khumalo. Doggy, I was going to bring the same question to you. Then I remembered, good time, man. Doggy, I've never trended as much as you did. 7 days of trend. What happened?
Hey, I must say, Guti, I was shocked, but also I was told that, But after seeing everything, I think people misconstrued me or misunderstood. Let me put it like that. How I answered a question that was posed to me.
Context.
Yeah, a context. So much that has been said that even I felt being disrespected. Because what I've said is not the true reflection of what made me to trend.
Well, Doggy, I want you to pose it there, right?
Yeah.
Because I want to play why Dr. Khumalo has been on the lips of many supporters across the country, even, as he says, being disrespected. Well, here's the clip of, what's been trending really. Dr. Khumalo speaking on a question he had been asked.
I would want to see any team in the PSL to challenge Sundowns without problems. Why do you have to wait for them to be crippled and then you take advantage of that? Then you're not the best, and we don't want to say you're the best. They have internal problems. Make sure that you fix yourself and face them when they don't have problems. Then I will salute. But at the moment, I can't say that. You're waiting for them to be in a situation where probably there's crisis within the club, and you want to come and tell us that I've beaten Sundowns. Yeah, no. They're going through a phase. It's what we call, again, footballing problems. So I just hope and wish that they overcome that and become the Sundowns that we know, because they make this PSL game, the PSL league, exciting. They produce a lot of team players for South Africa, and we can't celebrate when Sundowns are having a problem. I'm praying and hoping that they resolve their problems, because we can't afford to lose Sundowns.
Especially on the continent.
Because remember, I'll tell you one thing, that Sundowns are very important to us. When the draw was made here, World Cup, they asked the Mexican coach, what do you think about South Africa? He was talking about South Africa, but he answered by saying, I saw Sundowns playing in the Club World Cup with this and that. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the reason why I'm saying these guys, they've taken the flag, the pride of the nation, to another level. Countries, teams respect South African football because of Sundowns and Pirates and all the teams that have played outside the South Africa.
What is their challenge football going to do?
I wouldn't know, because I don't know.
That's the gist of it, right? We're going to get to the reason Doctor says, I think you misconstrued me. The context was lost, because you are asking, as Orlando Pirates fans, as Kaizer Chiefs fans, as Kukuna fans, Doggy, but why would you bring in the fact that Kaizer Chiefs, or rather Mamelodi Sundowns, are having challenges? Doggy says, context is lost. So please do pause it there, because I do have other guests that I need to attend to. We will get an answer from Dr. Khumalo as to what was meant there. Stay where you are. I'm being a bit rude right now, and I've got other guests and they're sitting there. They're watching TV now. Mazola's saying, hey, I've got big stories. Do you want them or not? The ref, are you well?
I didn't know that dog can be so eloquent like a teacher. But let's leave it there. Sundowns Ajax, I was the fourth official. Anthony Lafont scored the goal. But today we're going to talk about offside. Was this offside or not? FIFA laws of the game, law number 11, will answer you as we draw the line. So ithi ngiyahamba lena ngiyoyilungisa ngiyoyipheka mase ngibuya sothi zip sithi offside or not, sisasekile or asisasekanga.
There's a lot going on in CAF football. Confederations, CAF Chiefs and Stellenbosch have been knocked out. Coach Kevin Hunt says, well, maybe it's okay for us because we've got bigger problems to look after. Kaizer Chiefs, they needed just a draw. They couldn't get it. And hence our question here today. I want to know from you, Kaizer Chiefs isingekho ku CAF Confederations baphumile ku Nedbank kanti futhi ke itrophy lokuqala season nalo sebeliphosile. Ubona ukuthi mhlambe bangatholani kule season ngoba ke engathi ke iyophela bengafezanga lutho. Buyisa kanjani lento ke ekuthiwa yi-glory days? Siyibuyisa kanjani? There's still a lot to talk about. Early goals in the Betway Premiership. Chippa United have won 3 in a row. Orlando Pirates lead at the moment. All of that's still coming up. Right now, though, it's Mazola with the news.
It's not just Dr. Khumalo that's trending. I'll tell you what else has been doing the rounds over the weekend is the fact that Moroka Swallows want their top flight status back. Remember, as far back as May 2024, Swallows agreeing a deal with Marumo Gallants to sell their status, as it were, for around 40 million rands. Now, the latest is that Marumo Gallants still owe Swallows 13 million rands, and therefore they've gone to the High Court to demand that the High Court enforces a termination of the sale agreement. And we'll watch a close eye. If you want more context on this story, go to sabcsport.com where we dissected this story in full, even on the radio station with Snawa as well. I'm going to move on now to the next story, which relates to Kaizer Chiefs skipper, that's Brendan Peterson. We were the first here to report that Brendan Peterson had been given an extension, or rather his option triggered to 2027 by the club. We can now reveal that Brendan Peterson is now in official talks with Kaizer Chiefs to extend a new contract altogether, new terms, and they are still in discussions at the moment. We'll keep a close watch on that. And I want to go to the legend just to hear what Dr. Khumalo thinks of this. He's got the armband, he's the skipper now, and possibly even beyond 2027, Brendan Peterson could be at Naturena.
I think that's a good thing, Mazola, for him to get a new contract because he's been outstanding. He's been doing very well, irrespective of the results that happened in Cairo. But overall, I mean, he went a couple of games without conceding. And probably that's the reason why we see Kaizer Chiefs third or fourth spot, if I'm not mistaken, in the law. Because I thought Brendan did very, very well. So actually, he did very well so far, yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you who else is doing very well and is catching their attention on the continent and even around the world. That's youngster international Langelihle Pili out at Stellies. Al-Ittihad, the club that Thembi Nkosi Lodge has just joined from Wydad Athletic Club for big money. They were teasing Stellies with a lucrative offer, but seemingly ran out of time to try and tie down a deal. It would have been interesting to see if Stellies would have been tempted to sell. But we'll come back to the Betway Premiership now and focus on a big fixture, top of the table clash between Mamelodi Sundowns champions and log leaders Orlando Pirates. We asked Miguel Cardoso where his mindset is at after the CAF Champions League victory over MC Alger.
Do you really guys believe that I'm worried about the Champions League matches ahead? Believe me, put yourself in my share here. And believe me, I'm much more worried about the Pirates match on the half of the week, the Cup match on the weekend, the one after. Maximum focus on Wednesday. A very important match, a very beautiful match to prepare, fantastic match to live, and for sure a fantastic show in terms of what is football for South Africa. That's what we are going to worry about.
Yeah, another player that's hoping to impress in that particular fixture will be newest signing at Orlando Pirates, Andre de Jong. He spoke to my colleague Velile Mnyandu earlier today, saying joining the mighty Buccaneers probably paves the way for him to be at the World Cup with his native New Zealand.
Yeah, I think it's massive. I think this was one of the reasons why the move was so big for me close to the World Cup. Obviously, coming up to World Cup selection, they always have a couple of games in March back home, so would really be keen to be involved in that. And then I think anyone in the PSL is pushing, obviously, Bafana at the World Cup as well, so I think it's lifting the standard of the competition. As well as Pirates, you've got 9 players who are called up for AFCON, and a lot of other people have aspirations to make the World Cup for Bafana. So I think, there's tons of competition, and hopefully can grab that opportunity for the All.
The Husk, do you think he's got a chance? The New Zealanders face Belgium, Egypt and Iran at the World Cup, and he says back at home in New Zealand, they realize now that Orlando Pirates is a big team, so they are looking at him.
Well, he certainly is playing for a bigger team. I can tell you, for a man whose international career started in 2018, he's only had 11 appearances. In those 11 appearances, 2 goals, 3 assists. So for him, it matters. He wants to get into the national team, and he's been in a hiatus of sorts because he was last called up in 2022 before last year. 2022 to 2025 was 3 years where he didn't get called up at all. Last year in October, he played 18 minutes against Poland. So he's making his way back into the national team, and moving to a big club like Orlando Pirates certainly bolsters his chances. And it's a big year for footballers. Everyone wants to be in the USA, Mexico, and Canada come June, July.
Yeah, perfect timing. Ma'a, it's up to you now.
Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I did start a conversation a little bit earlier with Dr. Khumalo. We're going to finish that in just a few, but I want to go to the MVP now. It's the most valuable players from the week.